Inspiring conscious minds at conscious times. Welcome back to Troy Let's Talk Real, and I'm Troy. In this particular video, I will be discussing the PS5 teardown that recently occurred a couple of days ago. Also, I would like to let you guys know you can subscribe to this particular channel and click that bell button so you can be notified whenever I put up a new video. And you can also follow my Twitch streams if you enjoy watching my gameplay in general. In the description below, it'll direct you directly to Twitch, and I'll let you know on my channel when I'm streaming. But we have a lot to get into in regard to the PS5 teardown. This is something that I've been asking for the last several months. We already know Microsoft Xbox Series S. We know the ins and outs of that. Shout out to those YouTube influencers who got the opportunity to tear it down. And this is what we've been waiting for. But I was kind of surprised that we kind of got this teardown so late in the game, at least in regard to the fact that this console is about to release in a month. We're about to have this in our homes, and we really don't know the innards inside of it other than descriptions of people who had information and access to the actual console. Well, here it is, and there's 5 things particularly that concern me, that I found very cool, that I found very interesting in the way that Sony decided to go with this next gen console. Now, this is next gen. I don't want anyone to get confused or not understand the product that you guys are about to receive come November 12th. It is happening. And one of the things that I would like to discuss with you guys is the cooling system. It's very effective from what I've been hearing. The PS5 cooling system is very effective. It's a large fan. It's larger than any fan that I've seen in a gaming console. Normally fans of this size you'll see in a well-built PC. But what's very interesting is that they chose to use a large, massive fan. Normally you'll get like maybe 3 or 4 of these small fans inside of the console trying to spindle up enough air to release that hot heat that the console is generating. And I guess Sony decided to say, hey, let's put one large, massive fan in it. Hopefully this will actually keep the console cool, but also it won't sound like a jet. Now let's get into the PS5 side panels. From what I've seen, photos and videos of the PS5, it's a very large console. Unfortunately, at this particular moment at launch, you're only going to have one variant of color to order from, and that's the all-white one, which looks really good to me. I like the black and white contrast. It kind of brings out the console, to be quite honest. It makes it look very futuristic, just in my personal opinion. But I get it. People want to customize their PS5s. I've seen mock-ups of Spider-Man Miles Morales, side plates. And what's cool is that these side plates, they can actually be removed. And from what I'm hearing and from what I see, they can be removed fairly easy at the end of the day. I'm sure Sony is going to capitalize on that and make proprietary side plates of different games and genres and things of that nature, so that you can make your PS5 your own and make it stand out. And I find that very cool. I remember they used to do this on the Xbox 360 where you can, customize and put a Gears of War, faceplate on it or something of that nature. And apparently that's exactly what's going on with the PS5, which is making it actually more modular and more customizable for the actual gamer, which is cool. I can't really knock them on that at the end of the day. Now let's talk about the performance of the PS5. I myself have experience with the PS4, which is a last gen console. Whenever I'm playing like a very intensive game, like a Witcher 3, you know what I mean? Something of that nature that requires a lot of compute power. The fans start to spin up, it starts to get loud, and I'm about to take flight. Well, fortunately with the PS5, the liquid metal TIM delivers much better sustained peak performance. So while you're gaming longer and you're playing these games that are graphically intensive, 4K, again, I'm saying 4K, is it super alien too? Maybe. You're going to get the peak performance of this chip to actually perform at a higher level of sustainability. And you won't have to hear that huge fan kicking in the end, and you don't have to worry about your console overheating. That was a large rumor that's been going around for months, maybe a little bit over a year. It's been a year since I've initially heard it, that the PS5 gets hot, and then when it gets hot, it doesn't run the way it's supposed to run, and you don't get the experience that you've paid for. So I'm glad that Sony addressed this particular aspect of the actual console and this functionality. I think it was very important that they paid the cost, because they're going to be the boss if I don't hear my PS5 about to take flight and land in my living room. Now let's get into the PS5 solid state hard drive for these next gen consoles. One of the key differentiators with the PS5 is the fact that you can upgrade the internal storage by adding a NVMe solid state drive. That's a startling contrast from Microsoft Xbox storage expansion card, which uses proprietary tech and costs $220 for 1 terabyte. And that was something that I really was concerned about. I thought Sony was going to do the very same thing that Microsoft did and create their own custom storage, something similar to what they did with the 360, and I hated it. But at the end of the day, Sony is giving you an option. You can go and get a NVMe solid state drive from a store, and it will be compatible with the PS5, which is going to cost a hell of a lot less if you're comparing it to the Xbox storage expansion card, which costs $220, which is ridiculous at the end of the day. You can't sit here and tell me that that's not ridiculous for the gamers who have to eat that cost. And I get it. Maybe for the Xbox One Series X, the Series S, that's the lowest tier of these next gen consoles that Microsoft is producing. Yeah, all right, cool, all right. I got a cheaper console, so all right, I got to pay more expensive for a 1 terabyte, you know what I mean, storage, cool. But not for the $500 one, and I still got to pay $220 for 1 terabyte on top of that, on top of the cost of the console. I just think that Microsoft dropped the ball, and I think that Sony making this option available is going to be a great thing for the consumer and the gamers. I love it, to be quite honest. And let's get into the last but not least component of the PS5 teardown and reveal is the USB Type-A port. High-speed USB ports. Hooray! The crowd goes wild. And I spiked the football, even though I didn't score a touchdown. This is very important because the USB Type-A port, we had it last gen, and particularly every component electronic that requires a USB is using USB Type-A port. But they didn't stop there. They also threw in the Type-C port, super speed USB. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that at that particular moment right there. You're going to have so much connectivity options along with the proprietary components that Sony's going to release, such as the camera. Who else? Maybe VR. You can connect your VR through the USB Type-C port. Who knows? But just adding that Type-C port goes a long way with gamers, and I'm sure people are going to appreciate it at the end of the day. This is a future console at the end of the day. So we're going to have this console for the next 5 years. So you got to future-proof this thing to some degree. And I know a lot of people are talking about 8K gaming, and we're not there yet on console. Maybe you PC guys would get to the mountaintop and throw us down a rope, and we'll climb our way up eventually at some particular point. But I just think that at this particular moment, while these consoles are great, they're not comparable to a full-blown built PC with crazy graphic cards and GPUs. We're limited to what the developer wants us to have and what the company wants us to have. I think the PS5 is going to do very well. So guys, that's my actual teardown and breakdown of the PS5. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about the PS5 and the actual components that has been revealed. And is it going to sway you from actually getting the PS5, or are you going to decide to go with the Xbox Series X? Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video.